Comments, question commentaire, the honourable member for Calgary Centre.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair, and I thank my member across the way because it's always insightful hearing him speak, and I notice he takes up a lot of space to speak in this House where his other colleagues don't seem to kind of rise to the occasion. So I appreciate that he's there to do that. But one thing is that we have to acknowledge one thing. Inflation hurts Canadians. We know this. Inflation hurts Canadians badly. Who does inflation help? And I think he has to acknowledge it helps the government in so many ways. The government gets to raise more money from the increased activity, increased taxes that they impose upon Canadians. They don't raise the base level of exemptions that happen in that respect. For instance, a house used to have a GST exemption of $350,000 when it was first built and implemented. GST was implemented in the late 1980s, and it's still $350,000 because that GST rebate has not risen. That's a problem, and the government continues to collect that GST on its. When is it going to actually stop collecting so much taxes and start inflating the exemptions it gives Canadians across the way?
Good question. The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I hate to inform the member, it was actually Brian Mulroney, a progressive conservative, that brought in the GST. And I'm okay with that. Today, I look at the GST as a progressive tax that can, in fact, make a positive difference. And when you think in terms of Bill C-56, that's one of the ways that we are ensuring that there's going to be literally hundreds of thousands of additional purpose-built rentals constructed in Canada as a result of that rebate of the GST. So it is a tool. Where I really disagree with the member is in regards to inflation. This government does not look at inflation in any form as a positive thing. Inflation is hurting people in a very real and tangible way. That's why we brought in the grocery rebate. That's why we continue to take actions to try to minimize the impact of inflation. And I'm happy to say that since June of 2022, where inflation was just over 8%, today it's at 3.8%, and hopefully we're going to be able to continue to bring it down to make life easier for Canadians.